All right, my name is Douglas Lee Shipp. I live in Montgomery County, Texas, and I believe I'm a targeted individual. I've been experiencing it for the last 3 or so many years, and just here recently they've really come down on me. I believe that they try to take my life with an 18-wheeler. I know that they're following me with drones. Uh, they follow me every day. They're constantly around. There's no time that I can be by myself totally. I kind of lucked out because I got me a place where it's hard for them to get into my property and get up to my house, but that doesn't mean that they're still not trying. I've had them, just truly push me to my limit at times. I'm not a suicidal individual, and I haven't reported much of it other to family members and people that I know. I haven't reported it to the police because I figure it's a waste of time. About 4 years ago, I put a video on YouTube. It was called, it was about the drones flying over and how they were violating our constitutional rights by doing so. But I believe it all stems from that. They have done a campaign to destroy my life. It's hard for me to keep working and get a job and work. I'm spending a lot of time pretty much scrapping metal and stuff. I'm not safe in the woods, and that's a place that I love, is being out in the woods, and they surrounded me one night and were calling, asking me if I was up for the challenge. I know there was at least 30 of them. I was in the neighborhood at my cousin's house. I figured that I could probably get away from them in the woods, because it's just nothing ever good has come from being chased to me. If somebody's following you, it's a bad thing. And so I went out to where my property was one night, and they showed up a little late that night, and I could hear them in the woods moving around. I had night vision, so I could see them. Didn't have a cell phone on me. The next day, I stayed in the woods. I didn't have a vehicle because I had somebody drop me off. I had all my camping equipment, and I figured I'd move camp and get away from them, and take a little break, because they were really stressing me out, because I really didn't know what was going on at the time. So that night, right before dark, I left everything I had and hid in the woods, and I watched the drones come up to my camp, fly up to my camp and hover over it. And then I watched, they were sending another drone over that I hadn't seen before, kind of like a jet motor to it, and it was flying real low and real slow, and I kept telling myself, damn man, there's no airport that close that they could fly a jet motor or a jet airplane that low to the ground to land. I was thinking it was something fixing to land somewhere. Well, when I realized I was hit pretty good and they couldn't find me, and then this thing flew over, and I heard them walking up towards me, and I checked my night vision, and they were close up on me. So I got up and just started walking. Well, as I was walking, there was 2 people in a house, the last house on the left in Magnolia Bend. They were standing outside, and you could see this drone. It was long and kind of narrow. You could see it above their house. It was kind of hovering there, and as I was walking by, it came down. I don't really know how close to the ground it was, but it lit me up, with a bright light, and I figured it might have been face recognition, but I really wasn't sure. But anyway, being a targeted individual is not fun. I hate it, and I'm always worried about, I was coming out of Houston one day, and they had an 18-wheeler behind me, and he rode my butt all the way from 610, about halfway to Beltway 8, and he got in the fast lane, which they get a ticket for doing that. He got into the fast lane and passed me. And while he was passing me, he started drifting into my lane, so I slammed on my brakes. And no sooner he got past me, a policeman passed me and got in front of him and let him off. So I think that it was probably an attempt on my life. But it's hard for me to believe that this country, all my uncles and my fought in World War II, and my cousins all fought in Vietnam. I was too young. I'm 51 years old, and it is very, very hard for me to believe that this country has come to this, that these people would try to destroy you as they have me. I don't really know what to say, or I know that there's no way to get away from them, that they're everywhere. My daily life is planned around how to get away from these people, or how I can't help it. When I'm chased, I run. I mean, it's my nature. When I was young, I was in trouble with the law a little bit on a burglary charge, and I spent a little time in prison. Well, I'm still patriotic. I still love this country, and I see that it's going downhill fast, and that this is turning into a communist state. I don't know how else to explain it. They have really. There was no possible way I could believe such a thing would be possible as what is happening to me, and what is happening to my family. My wife and my grandbabies are having to go through this. People think I'm crazy when I tell them about it. They think that I'm insane, that there's no way. And me, I couldn't believe that they would spend so much resources. I never did anything to warrant this kind of attention. It amazes me. But anyway, I just thought that I'd say my part, and if something happens to me and I get killed, well, I mean, I guess that's the way it is. But I can't figure out a way out of this. I have no answers to this. I know that they're everywhere, that they're stalking me. I know they've been into my house. I know that they have feeding my dogs. They've been around for about 3 years, I guess. But just here recently, they surrounded me at my cousin's house, and there was 30 of them at least, and they were hollering stuff to me. Well, the only time they would holler was when my family members would be in the house, and I would be standing outside, and they would holler at me, and then when they would come out, they would stop. So everybody thought I was crazy. You know what I mean? I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I put a silly video on YouTube about drones, and now they're showing me that you just can't. There is no freedom of speech in America no more. There is no Constitution. The Constitution's been blown out the windows. These people track me. I've got pictures of them in a tree behind my house. It just amazes me. Well, anyway, I'm standing outside, so I'm starting to get a little heebie-jeebie here. And I heard some people walking along. I live by a park. I heard some people walking by, so I'm going to go inside. I'm going to put an end to this thing. And, man, good luck to everybody who's going through what I'm going through. God bless you.